He's missed already. He's loved by many.
Family members mourn the loss of a Madison County man police say was murdered tonight. New details about the investigation.
Investigators are now looking at speed as a possible cause of a deadly Amtrak train derailment in Philadelphia.
What we've learned about the arrest of a man Lexington police have connected to 15 robberies around the city.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. His family members say he won't be forgotten, and tonight they're demanding justice for a Madison County man police say was murdered.
State police have charged 46-year-old Don Attaway with murder, and they're looking for two other people they say are connected. Police say the victim was found dead in Clark County this morning. Monique Blair talked to the victim's family. It's our top story at 11.
Today's his birthday, actually, so he died on his birthday.
Today, Roy Combs, better known as Hooch, was supposed to be celebrating his 26th birthday. Instead, his friends and family were celebrating his life.
He's missed already. He's loved by many.
Kentucky State Police say they were called to this area off Athens Boonesboro Road right before 12:30 this morning. And when they got here, they found Combs dead from a gunshot wound.
I don't understand how anybody thinks that they have the right to take another person's life. It's hard.
46-year-old Don E. Attaway was arrested today and charged with Combs' murder.
Not only did we lose our brother, but, you know, the people who did this, their family lost them too.
Kentucky State Police say they are actively looking for two more men in connection with Combs' murder, 35-year-old Christopher Coleman and 47-year-old Kirk Garrett, both of Richmond. They were last known to be in a 2002 black Toyota pickup. They are considered armed and dangerous. Combs' family says at this point they just want to see justice served.
I don't really know why at this point, to be honest. I don't think I really care.
Combs' sister Virginia says she wants her brother to be remembered for the kind of person he was.
He had the biggest heart of anyone you could ever meet.
In Clark County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Police do say that Combs was killed after some sort of argument. They say another man suffered non-life-threatening injuries as a result of that same argument.
Tonight, federal investigators say the Amtrak train that derailed in Philadelphia was traveling twice the speed limit at the time. At least 7 people were killed and more than 200 others injured. The accident has shut down rail service between Philadelphia and New York. Craig Boswell has the latest from Philadelphia.
Investigators started removing the broken remains of Amtrak 188 from the crash site Wednesday. They're retracing the moments leading up to the rail service's deadliest accident in 16 years. A focus of the investigation will be the speed at which the train attempted this curve.
Maximum authorized speed through this curve was 50 miles per hour. When the engineer-induced brake application was applied, the train was traveling at approximately 106 miles per hour.
That was at 9:21 p.m. The locomotive and all 7 cars tumbled off the rails.
Speed around the curve sort of pushed the train off the track.
Of the 243 passengers and crew on board, at least 7 were killed, more than 200 injured.
I saw head injuries, bleeding.
Broken arms, broken legs, anything you can imagine is what happened.
As part of the investigation into the cause of the crash, the derailed cars are being moved to a secure location for further inspection. Investigators have already recovered the data recorder and will examine video from the train's forward-facing camera. They are also looking to talk with the train's engineer. CBS News has confirmed his name is Brandon Bastian. Bastian declined to give a statement to Philadelphia police. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Philadelphia.
A doctor at one Philadelphia hospital said dozens of injured passengers brought there had rib fractures. He says that tells him the passengers were thrown around the train cars during that derailment. All lanes of Interstate 64 have reopened in Shelby County tonight, hours after a deadly crash. Police say 5 vehicles were involved in the crash this afternoon at exit 35 in Shelbyville. They say a tractor trailer ran into a car that had slowed down, causing a chain reaction. They say the driver of the car hit by the tractor trailer died at the scene. That person's name has not been released. Police say 3 other people were taken to the hospital for minor injuries. The interstate was shut down for 5 hours.
Tonight, a man faces charges in connection to more than a dozen robberies around Lexington. Police say the crimes happened over a span of 3 months. Lexington police arrested 35-year-old Edward Hale Jr. earlier this afternoon. They say that he worked with another man already in custody during some of the crimes. Garrett Weimer is tracking the investigation tonight.
Police say Edward Hale was connected to more than a dozen robberies. 15, in fact. That's 14 businesses and 1 person. One of those businesses, you may remember, is the Tobacco Zone here on North Broadway. That's where surveillance video caught the store's clerk, Zara Adil, fighting back. Police say they believe Hale is one of the men responsible for a long list of robberies at Lexington restaurants, stores, and gas stations over a span of 3 months. Police arrested Darnell Thomas Jr. in March. He was charged in connection with more than half of those robberies. Just last week at their annual awards banquet, Lexington police presented Adil with a Citizen's Service Medal for her actions fighting off the 2 men. After Hale's arrest, I stopped by several of those businesses that were robbed. Workers there told me similar things. They're glad another suspect was arrested, and they hope they're left alone from here on out. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
It is not clear exactly what ultimately led detectives to Hale. Lexington police spokesperson Sherelle Roberts said the detectives followed up on good leads that finally allowed them to crack the case.
Well, the sunshine and mild temperatures sure felt good today, but tomorrow could get off to a cool start. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look now at your forecast.
Yeah, exactly right, Amber. And a gorgeous day it has been across the Commonwealth, setting us up for another chilly night across most areas. Want to show you a gorgeous sunset from a little earlier we caught on our live sky cam. Our tower cam showing the sun setting amidst some ice crystal clouds floating on in from the west. Those are some clouds of change that settle on in as we go through the next couple of days. Temperatures compared to this same point last night are a lot colder across eastern Kentucky. We're 7 degrees colder into Mount Sterling, 1 degree colder for Lexington, 52 degrees already into Montgomery County. How about that? 56 Lexington, Danville down to 54. Many areas likely to see those readings dropping into the 40s again first thing tomorrow morning. Now, we were noticing a little cloud cover getting into town, but on Live First Alert Defender, nothing is out there, but we can show you those clouds that are scooting in from the west. Nice little plume of moisture across the middle part of the country as moisture continues to juice up the atmosphere. That juicy air is on the way into central and eastern Kentucky as we go through the next several days. That does not include your Thursday. Forecast tomorrow morning. Cool start to the day. How about chilly at 45 tomorrow afternoon, though? Quick warm up to 79 degrees as clouds continue to stream on in. I'll come back in a little bit. We'll focus on the timing of the arrival of the scattered storms, guys, with the hour-by-hour forecast.
Chris, thank you. Tonight, investigators say a fire that damaged a pallet company in Lincoln County could be suspicious.
The fire started around 6 last night at J&J Pallet Company on Highway 70 near Eubank. Officer Don flew over the scene in Sky First today, getting this view of the damage. The fire started hours after most employees had gone home for the day. 75 firefighters from Lincoln, Pulaski, and Casey counties were called to the scene, but they say they had to let most of the fire burn itself out. Firefighters say they were able to keep the fire from spreading to the company's main facility, and employees continued work there today.
The main building, so the guys would have a place to work, and we're up and running today. A little setback, but keep going.
The Pallet Company is close to some other businesses that were damaged by fires back in 2012. Investigators said that those were arsons. Most of them are still unsolved.
What do likely Kentucky voters think about Senator Rand Paul's run for president? Newly released results in the WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass Poll give us some insight. The poll found 26% of likely Republican voters in Kentucky would vote for him in the primary. Mike Huckabee and Jeb Bush are a distant second, and third, 8% are still undecided. If Senator Paul ends up running against Hillary Clinton for president, Kentucky voters are divided. The poll found each would have 45% of the vote. For complete Bluegrass Poll results, including the governor's race and interactive graphics, just go to WKYT.com.
Friends of an Eastern Kentucky University student who died in a Madison County crash now have a special memorial plan to honor her. The details about that in 9 minutes.
And later, how surveillance cameras help police solve a couple of unusual thefts in an eastern Kentucky town.
Friends say they have organized a vigil for an Eastern Kentucky University student who died in a crash.
They say the vigil for 20-year-old Alyssa Moorman will be held tomorrow night at 7 outside the Health Services building on the EKU campus in Richmond. Police say Moorman died last night in a crash on Jacks Creek Road in Madison County. 3 other EKU students with her were injured. EKU leaders say Moorman was a hard worker.
She was an excellent student and will be missed by those here.
EKU leaders tell us Moorman was a sophomore and was part of the pre-nursing program. New tonight, a grand jury has indicted 3 people in connection to the murder of a Canadian man visiting Louisville for the Kentucky Derby. The Jefferson County grand jury indicted Tyrone Thomas, Faid Abu Diab, and Fatima Abu Diab on murder and robbery charges. Louisville police say 49-year-old Scott Hunter was walking back to his hotel the night of the Derby when he was robbed and shot. Police believe the suspects chose Hunter at random.
Tonight, police in Manchester say surveillance cameras helped them catch some suspected thieves. Police arrested 25-year-old Jeremy Haas, 39-year-old Anthony Haas, and 43-year-old Jerome Noble. Manchester police say that on Monday, one homeowner told them a trailer was missing, and they say around the same time a park bench and a picnic table were stolen from Saltworks Village. But police say surveillance cameras were watching.
A lot of the businesses and also the city and their parks have camera systems. And we was able to track down the individual by using the camera systems.
Police say that so far they've found everything that was stolen except for the bench.
Walmart has raised the stakes in its battle with Amazon for online shoppers. This summer, the retailer will test a new unlimited shipping service for online shoppers. It will be $50 cheaper than Amazon's similar Prime service. Walmart says products will arrive in 3 days or less. They say customers will be able to buy more than 1 million top-selling items, including toys and electronic gadgets.
There is plenty of buzz tonight around a Lexington man's home. Look at this. Because he has hundreds of thousands of bees he has rescued. Greg Decker keeps the bees on the roof of his garage. He removes the bees from hives found in homes around the area. And just this morning, he removed 30,000 bees from a historic home in Clark County. And while Decker says it's important to save the lives of these bees, he says he hopes to get something extra too.
Now there'll be a new working hive up on the roof here and hopefully make us some honey this year.
Decker urges people not to use spray on bees because they're important to the environment. He also says not removing their hives properly can cause problems. A Michigan girl battling a serious health problem is having her dream come true in Kentucky this week. 11-year-old Mary suffers from a metabolic disease and has had extensive treatments. She's always wanted to become a horse trainer, so the MakeAWish organization stepped in. The group brought Mary to central Kentucky this week so she could spend time with horses and learn how to care for them. She even got to ride horses today at Maple Crest Farm in Scott County.
You know, for our kids that suffer so much, for them to know they're going to have something so positive to look forward to, it's incredibly motivating for them and for her mom and dad and her family too, because it's such a lasting impact on them.
Well, this morning, Mary went to Keeneland where she saw morning workouts, received a backside tour, and had breakfast in the track kitchen. Welcome to Kentucky, Mary.
She looks like she's always been on a horse and knows exactly what she's doing.
Adorable.
Keep us a button.